Welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to go through our daily altcoin routine analysis, right? So we're going to start with the XRP. When you take a look at XRP on the weekly chart, you got a nice, inverted head and shoulder, right? Got, multiple rejection right around the area of the neckline. So basically what I'm expecting from XRP to come back and retest these areas, right? Let's say right here. Maybe get multiple rejection, right? So that's what I'm expecting, at least for the short term XRP to do, get some rejection right around this area and then move to the upside and retest this area of all-time high, right? Let's say right around this area, right, which is roughly a 60 to a 61% move to the upside, from the neckline, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the daily time frame. The daily time frame, when you take a look at it, XRP is making a nice ABC correction to the downside, right? So take a look at it. We're making a nice ABC correction after this rejection, right, versus BTC. So, and then you got to think about it, right? The furthest XRP can go from this point on is, we could be retesting these areas, right around this area. But I don't expect XRP to get this low, at least for the short term. I don't expect XRP to come down to these levels, right? At least for the short term, right? You're looking at roughly like 6,000 to 7,000 sets. So I don't see XRP coming back to this lower level of the chart, right? So that's about it from XRP. Let's take a look at Nano. When you take a look at Nano is making a nice accumulation move right around this area, started like since mid-November, right, all the way down to the current price, right? So this is a roughly, let's take a look at it, almost 20% accumulation move, right? So that's really big. So you expect like at least Nano to come back and retest these areas of the upper boundary. Let's take a look at it. I'm expecting Nano at least to retest this area and then make a move to the upside, right, at least for the short term. Another way of looking at Nano, we got this nice triangle, and then we're ready to break it at least for the short term. Take a look at it. So on my most recent videos, right, I said it like I'm expecting at least Nano to get as close as possible to the end of the triangle, at least for the short term, to get right around this area, right? So I'm expecting Nano to get as close as possible to these areas and then make a big move to the upside, right, at least for the short term. And also, if you go to the lower time frame, not even the lower time frame, right? I said it like last time, Nano gonna get some rejection, from this area, come back down. You can go back and watch my videos, right? So, say we're gonna retest these areas right here, right? We're gonna retest this area and then come back down before we move to the upside. So, and this is versus BTC. So, the next coin we're gonna talk about is XLM. XLM is making a nice move to the upside, right? It's getting ready to make a nice move to the upside, just like XRP. We got this let's see, we got this ABC correction to the downside, right? So I'm not expecting XLM to go any further, right, versus BTC. We got a great support right around this area since like March 2018. So we came back to a last year price exactly, right, the first week of March, right? So I'm expecting XLM at least to make a big move to the upside, either a 3-way move to the upside or a 5-way move to the upside, right? But we're just gonna have to wait and see once we get to this area of 50 EMA, right? At least retest this area of 50 EMA on the weekly. So I'm expecting XLM to be bullish at least the next 9 to 12 weeks, at least till the middle of the summer, right, at least for the short term. So let's take a look at the daily time frame. When you take a look at the daily time frame, I mentioned it right on my previous video. I say like XLM gonna the RSI gonna make a U-turn, right? When we got this aggressive move, I say RSI gonna make a U-turn, and then you got this ABC correction to the downside. Let's take a look at it. We got this ABC correction to the downside, right, on the RSI. So you go back to the price action. I said it like last time, right? You have to go back and watch the video, right? So we got this I said like XLM most likely gonna come back and retest this area right here, because you got this move to the upside, right? Let's see. All right, That's exactly what we did, right? So we got this flag pushed to the upside, come back, retest it. So we could be breaking this low right here, right? We could come back and break it before we move to the upside, but just watch out, right? So I said it last time, so watch out for XLM, even though it's pretty bullish. So don't keep your stop loss too close to the price, you know. Just at least, like, you know, put your stop loss right around here, 5 to 6% away at least, right? So the next coin we're going to be taking a look at is ADA. When you take a look at ADA, it has a similar chart to BTC. Basically got multiple rejection right around this area of the neckline, and then now it's making a nice ABC to the correction, a nice ABC correction to the downside, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the daily time frame. When you go to the daily time frame, like I mentioned like earlier, yesterday, right, I say we already made this ABC correction to the upside, right? We're most likely going to come back, retest this area before we go to the upside. I didn't even change this structure right here. So that's exactly what we did, right? So we made this correction just like that, right? You know, we got this flat correction, come back, retest the lows, and then break the lows, right around this area. We broke the lows, you know, and then making a new low right here, and then we're gonna move to the top once again, right? So watch out for you know, pay special attention to ADA, right, at least for the short term. So the next coin we're gonna be taking a look at is LITECOIN. When you take a look at LITECOIN has a very beautiful and easy to trade chart, right? So I mentioned it, you know, on my previous videos, right? So I said LITECOIN going to come back and get a support right around this area of the 50 EMA, just like what BTC did, right? So you got to think about it. On the way up, BTC follows, you know, LITECOIN, but on the way down, LITECOIN follows BTC. So you just got to keep that in mind. So when you take a look at the area, I'm expecting LITECOIN to get a, you know, slight pullback, right around this area. You know, we're going to come back and retest this 50 EMA at least to see how strong the market going to be, right? So once we get to that area. So, and then you got your 5 waves structure to the upside. Let's take a look at it very quick. Right. So you got your 5 waves. You got one. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? I was expecting wave number 5 to be higher, but because of this divergence, I said it last time, right? Most likely we already tapped out for LITECOIN, and then we need a slight pullback, and then you can even see it like since the last 7 days, LITECOIN didn't even move up. Like it went from like 48 to 52, so it's not even that much, right? So, and then it been bouncing around that area, like, you know, the whole time. So just keep an eye on LITECOIN. Once the price get to this area of you know, 50 and 100 EMA, most likely we're going to be falling in between these prices, right? And then when you take a look at the Fibonacci, let's take a look at it, 2 to 3. So we ain't even at the 382 yet. So most likely 50 to 382 going to support the price. So right around this area, right? So between 50 to 382. So I'm looking for these 2 Fibonacci's to support the price, plus the coupled with the you know, 50 EMA, at least for the short term, right? So the next coin we're gonna be talking about is Ethereum, right? When you take a look at Ethereum, I haven't changed this structure, right? So you can go back and watch my previous video. I say like the RSI gonna, you know, fall down to this area, and then price gonna, you know, kind of follow it a little bit, and then we're gonna get a divergence. So but I'm expecting RSI already like dropping down, right? So I'm expecting the RSI to make a U-turn, just like what you know, what Neo did, right? You can go, I'm gonna talk about Neo very quick. So we're gonna get this divergence, and then the price gonna keep moving to the upside. So that's what I'm expecting, at least for the short term, from Ethereum, right? So I'm still expecting this 1-to-1 extension. It's already like 1.618 I mean 0.618 extension, right? So from this area right here, right there, we already like made this 0.618 extension. So you would be expecting at least like some rejection at 0.618 extension before we move further to the upside, right? And then come back down slowly. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how Bitcoin going to be behaving, at least for the short term. So the next coin we're gonna be talking about is Neo. As I mentioned on my previous video, right, I said Neo gonna make a U-turn on the RSI. You know, when the RSI was down to this area, right, I said Neo gonna make a U-turn, and then we're gonna get a slight divergence right around this area, right? And that's what we did exactly. Now we're getting this divergence, right? Price is up, You know, we got a big rejection from this area, right? You got this you know, flat correction right around this area, so you got to keep an eye on that, right? So let's take a look at it. Right, you got this correction right here, so it's going to be a big area of resistance, at least for the short time, right? So you go back to this area, right? You see the same exact spot Neo got rejected. So at least for the short term, Neo going to be bearish. So look for a rebound right around this 50 EMA, right? So this area of accumulation right here. So as soon as we get this crossover, Neo gonna come back down right here, maybe get some support right around here, and then move to the upside, at least for the short term, right? So the next coin we're gonna be talking about is TRON. When you take a look at TRON, TRON, as I said it like on my previous videos, I was expecting TRON to get some sort of a rebound right around this area, right? So I said like this area of you know, 50 EMA didn't support the price, and then the same area right around this 382 didn't support the price neither. So I don't expect TRON to move all the way up down to this area, right, of 0.786. So what I'm expecting is TRON to make a ABC correction, right? Let's take a look at it. I'm expecting TRON to make this ABC correction down to this box, right? This box, if you're aggressive enough, you can move the box a little bit higher, right? So, and then watch out and look out for this you know, some aggressive price action right around this area, right? This area of 0.786 and then 50%, right? So we already got a 10 to 15% move to the upside. Let's see how TRON going to be you know, behaving, at least for the short term. If you take a look at the lower time frame, right, we got this you know, nice correction, right? You got a nice correction, come back and break the low. So let's go back and retest these lows. I mean these highs, and then most likely, you know, we're gonna see what's gonna happen next, right? I'm gonna update the price as soon as we get to this area. So it depends on volatility and then volume. Most likely, you know, we could be coming back down. So this one could be a small ABC correction. I made that video already, right? So and then move down to the this you know, orange box, right? So the next coin we're going to take a look at is MANERO. When you take a look at MANERO, we're making a nice formation of you know, some sort of bottom formation with a nice accumulation zone, right? So you're taking if you take a look at it, you are looking at like you know, a 15 to you know, 12% accumulation area, right? That's pretty big. So right now we got a very impulse move, and then you know, we're making this bull flag. So this falling wedge, don't be a fool. So it's not, most likely, even if we retest these areas, right, MANERO is gonna, you know, make an impulse move and then break this area of the upper boundary, right? So this move right here. So we're already making this flag. You have to go to the lower time frame to see what type of flag it is making, right? So I didn't even like change this the structure, right? So I said like MANERO gonna retest these lows and then move to the upside, right? So expect a strong rebound from MANERO, at least for the short term. You know, let's say versus BTC, you're looking at another, you know, 7 to 8% to the upside. So versus BTC, you know, make a new flag and then go to the upside, right? So that's about it for today. So let me know what you think down below. If you think like any of these alts, you know, going to move to the upside very soon, or you know, we are about to make a new low versus BTC, right? So thank you for watching.